Yay! As the music starts to pick up a bit. So, welcome to A Sky Full of Stars, or, if I can read this correctly, Miyagete Goran Yozora no Hoshi wo. Hopefully I said that right. Oh, Ditch, thank you so much for the raid. Hi, welcome to, I just barely started this. I lost all of my brain power today, so I thought a visual novel would be good to start up for today. I've heard a lot of good things about this one, but I literally know nothing about this, so this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, you timed that very well. Welcome. Let's go ahead and get this started. Oh, shit. Hey, you guys are along for the weeb ride. Hopefully this works okay. Because I haven't touched this aside from, like, opening it. Ooh. Fancy. Banana phone. Oh, jeez. Bring, bring. Yeah, this is Akito. Oh, space does not progress. Okay. Yo, that was right in my left ear. Oh, hello. Banana Phone, the visual novel. I'm into it. You are a bot. You want to know what we do to bots on this stream? They get banned. Bot. Ban hammer. I need help like bad. What's going on? Also, welcome. I throw a rock in the air and it hasn't fallen. Oh, that's lovely. Akito says ellipses. The rock is rare AF and costs like $5,000. Then why did you throw it in the air? Baka! Why did you do that? And it was your friend's? Dude, what are you doing? Rubbing the sleep from my eyes, I opened the foggy window, and when the cold breeze blew in and touched my face, it sent a chill down my spine. That sounds about right for right now. I'll give him a body pillow. I suppose that's a fair trade. Oh, it's all grainy on my end. Yeah, that'll work. I'll make sure it's like your friend's favorite frickin' character. But when I saw the stars twinkling outside, I snapped wide awake. Yeah! Is it gonna be a rare $5,000 body pillow? If it's gonna be a $5,000 body pillow, it's gotta be, Mia the Lamia from Monster Musume. My PC broke, so I can't play any games. Don't ask how, it just did. That sucks, and I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Grandpa says, where are you going this time of night? Well, Hikari and I, see you later. Okay, we're just ditching our grandpa. Hello, anime child. I rushed off, pedaling my bike with all my strength, and found Hikari waiting at the usual bridge. She was running around in circles like a dog chasing its own tail. Oh wow, you really are an anime child. Was the PC break related to the Magic Rock incident? There's a lot going on here. That's what I was wondering too. Like, what? Hikari says it's freezing. As she yelled, her breath came out in clouds of white. Where's Saya? Mada! She's still not here. If if we don't hurry, the sun... In another few hours, the sun will rise. I got worried and looked to the eastern sky, but it was still so dark, I never would have known it was almost dawn if she hadn't said so. Oi! All we need is a case of mistaken identity, and we're gonna have put together. And Brainless Mistake is gonna put together an Ace Attorney case. Hell yeah, more Ace Attorney. I am excited for Wednesday. Saya's late. Oh my god, she's got heterochromia. She's like coconut. Thanks, Nightbot. I do need to stay hydrated, though. I like Saya's design a bit better, but I hope that this is like a flashback, because they are very small. Just when we thought Hikari was the most anime child ever, we get girl with white hair and heterochromia. I love it. Hop on. We put our stuff in the basket and Saya climbed onto the cargo rack. Then Hikari climbed on as well, holding onto Saya from behind. Wait, we're all on the same bike? What? Scoot up some more, Hikari says. Ooh, Saya's getting squished. Hikari squeezed Saya even closer to me, even though she was already pressed into my back. Wait, so like, is this an Akido sandwich? Oh no. You've got the best seat, aren't you all warm there? Yeah, this is a Akido sandwich. Or maybe it's a Saya sandwich, I'm not exactly sure. Okay, ikimasu. Yeah! I put my feet on the pedals. I put the pedal to the metal and guided my bike across the bridge onto the dark mountain road beyond. We suddenly picked up speed and went flying through the wind. Okay, yeah, it's a Saya sandwich, not an Akido sandwich. Hikari, what? Okay. The wind is so frigid on our faces. It was more than cold, it was painful. Saya's in pain too. Saya, press your face into my back. With the weight of 3 people, the bike was too heavy to keep climbing up the hill with its rough, broken asphalt. As the slope got steeper, I lost more and more power. Hikari, help me out. Leave it to me, Hikari says. As we slowed down, Hikari jumped off the back, grabbed the cargo rack, and started pushing. Let me kind of make sure the stream is working real quick, because the animation's kind of chugging on me. Maybe... Hello, can I please... Yeah, okay, I'm gonna turn off the effects. Or not. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. I just want to make sure that this is working really quick, because sometimes my stream doesn't work. Alright, I suppose it's working as good as it can. Saya. Saya, hold on tight. Okay. With a burst of added speed, our bike left the mountain road and passed through an overgrown meadow, heading into the middle of the forest. When the trail finally became too much for the bike, we threw it aside and set out on foot. And soon the forest gave way to... Drumroll, please. Brrr. A large black silhouette resting quietly in the dark, as if it were a sleeping beast. I like trains! It was a train car. We were at a train station clinging to the mountain slope. It felt deserted, but not only because it was so early. No one used the station anymore. It was totally abandoned. Hikari climbed up onto the roof of the decommissioned train car standing at the platform. Ichiban number one da yo! Saya finally made it out of the forest trail and approached the platform. Come on, take my hand. Do you trust me? Arigato gozaimasu. Okay, I gave Saya a hand since she couldn't climb up on her own. Oof. Watch where you step. Fwup. Hikari grabbed Saya's hand from above as she lost her footing almost immediately. Hang in there, Saya-chan. Okay. With our help, Saya finally climbed onto the roof, and I followed after. What do you think, Hikari? While she waited for me to climb up, Hikari scanned the horizon. From up here, our field of view was wide open and we could see all the way to the distant sea. However, to the naked eye, the sky was still as dark as midnight. It was hard to make out the sea from the sky. Even so, the sky was clear and countless tiny points of light twinkled above. Hikari was searching for the morning star among them. She thinks it might be that one. Which one? The one right next to the moon. In the eastern sky, just above the horizon, the crescent moon drew its slender arc. Just next to it, shining with a light unmatched even by the sky's only fixed star, Sirius, was a single bright point. We spread out our equipment and quickly started getting ready. In another few hours, the sun will rise. I'm sorry. Let me turn down my sensitivity on my mic just a little bit. I feel like I'm overblowing it. Don't rush us. We set up the tripod and the stand. Next, with practiced hands, we assembled the telescope. It wasn't difficult. When we finished, I pointed the telescope at the star we had just looked at and looked through the finder scope. I centered it on the shining heavenly body. Then I looked through the eyepiece. However, I didn't see the object in my field of vision. It was because of the finder scope's optical axis wasn't aligned. I would just have to rely on my own senses to hone in on the heavenly body. Oh. It's waning. There it is, Venus. Show me. Hold on. I changed the lens to increase the magnification and adjusted the focus. Suddenly singing, okay. The blurry figure of Venus leaped into clarity. That's definitely Venus, and it's waning. It's so bright. Let me see. Oh, hush. Here you go. Kirei! Venus-sama, I've been waiting to meet you. Oh my god. Yeah. We gotta let Saya see too. Chotto mate and wait your turn. No fair, Hikari. Oh gosh, what is What is this soundtrack? It's kind of weirding me out. I feel like I'm playing, like, Dreaming Mary or something. After we took turns looking through the telescope, I opened our notebook and handed it to Saya. While Hikari held the flashlight for her, Saya drew a sketch of Venus. In star observation, you don't just stop after viewing an object once. You have to note how the... Oh god, there it is again. You have to note how the object moves, how it looks, how it changes or doesn't change. You keep records over days, over weeks. This book was our planetary observation journal. You would never know without looking through a telescope, but Venus waxed and waned like the moon. Its apparent size could change sixfold. Its location in the sky also changes, so there were times where you couldn't see it at all. We'd kept the record for ages, but lately we hadn't been able to see the planets due to rain and clouds. It's been 2 weeks since our last entry. Very soon, Venus would begin rising later and later, and it would be difficult to see. So that's why we had to hurry today. The forecast for this morning had been overcast again, so I had given up, setting my alarm for the usual time and went to bed. But for whatever reason, Hikari ignored the forecast and woke up early. We owed her big time.
お月様みたいだね。
Look at these happy anime girls. You know what? Okay. Just as like a little side note, this is kind of where I wish that heteronormativity wasn't so prevalent in these kind of things. It would be really nice to like have a good visual novel, but still allow me to be a girl and like romance the anime girls. But whatever. Hikari says it looks like the moon. Looking through the telescope, Venus was so bright it was almost blinding, and it was waning like the moon. Saya drew that shape carefully. As she did, the sky gradually began to lighten. It was dawn.
うー、寒い。
Hikari's complaining it's cold. It was 6 in the morning, the coldest part of the day. It was so cold, even the slightest breeze felt like it was freezing you. The three of us huddled together to fight the cold.
ねえ、私チョコ持ってるよ。
Hikari's got chocolate? Fuck yeah. And I brought some bread for breakfast.
ね、温かいココア入れてきたの。
Saya brought hot cocoa? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Saya. Oh, this is what my player looks like? He's got a nice jacket. But like, never mind. We shared our food and looked over our observation notes. There were entries showing Venus in full, as well as it waning with the dates entered. Later, we'd color in today's entry and write down anything else we observed. Today's entry, with Venus in rendezvous with the crescent moon, was a wonderful addition to our observations.
こうやって見るとちっちゃな点なのに望遠鏡だとお月様みたいに見えるんだね。
When you look at it, without the telescope, it's a tiny dot. Through the telescope, it's like the moon.
不思議だね。
Fushigi Dane? That's the name of Bulbasaur. When you take time to observe, you can take notice of the wonders around you. And there are also puzzles to solve. Mercury and Venus wax and wane like the moon. That's because those two planets orbit closer to the sun than the Earth does. Changes in the way the sun's light shines on them makes it look like they are waxing and waning. They are always near the sun, rising at dawn and setting at dusk. That's why you can't see these two planets in the middle of the night. Even as the deep indigo of the winter sky begins to lighten, Venus still shone brightly. That's why it's often called the morning star. It announces the dawn. Shining serenely in the morning sky as it does, even without a telescope, it was beautiful. Yet, as brilliantly as it shines, when the sun comes up, it would surely fade into the greater light, like all the other stars. Our observation journal is almost done. On other pages, we had sketches of Mars, Jupiter and its moons, and Saturn's rings. We'd even written about the other planets, ones that look like tiny dots even in this telescope, that we researched in the library.
諸君、 1年間の観測ミッションお疲れ様でした。
Congratulations on finishing your one-year
あと
mission.
はこれをレポートにまとめるだけだね。
All that's left is writing it up into our report. Just a little more work and our grand project would be finished. It was a little premature, but a huge feeling of accomplishment grew within me, and soon I felt warm enough to forget the cold. Oh, suddenly anime opening, okay. Hikari suddenly stood up and pointed at the brightening horizon.
この列車は空を行く銀河鉄道天文台。太陽系を征服しても我ら3人の旅はまだまだ終わらない。
Hikari, you're weird. This train is the Milky Way Railroad Observatory, headed for the sky. Though we three have conquered the solar system, our journey is not yet over.
さあ、銀河の謎を解き明かすべく次なる目的地へ向かおう。
She wants to solve the mysteries of the universe. Saya agrees. Saya clapped her hands happily. I stared up awestruck at Hikari's face illuminated in the dim light of dawn, and felt a sense of hope. Right. I thought we could go anywhere. We could solve the mysteries of outer space. I felt like we could reach out our hands and catch the stars. I'm gonna reach for the stars. The three of us. As long as Hikari is here. And then Hikari died. I'm just kidding, I don't know what's gonna happen. I turned off my alarm and lay there for a while. Then I crawled out of my sleeping bag and poked my face out of the tent to have a look around. Sir Yeager, welcome to the stream. Hi. The sky was shifting from black to deep blue. The stars were almost nowhere to be seen, and dawn was coming soon. Looks like I overslept a bit. The chilled air forced me awake as I boiled water on my portable gas stove. I mixed the water with the dark brown powder in my cup. How are you? I'm doing okay. I got really drunk earlier, so I don't have much brain power. Ooh, we flashed forward. Last time we saw this man, he was a child, but now he looks at least like a teenager. The sky, free of dirt and smog, was clearer at dawn than dusk. What was the drink of choice? Okay, so it wasn't the evening. So today is my mom's birthday, so we went to the sports bar for lunch. Well, not really lunch. I had lunch, my parents shared a couple appetizers, and I ordered a cranberry cosmopolitan because I happened to see it. I thought I was going to be getting a glass of cranberry cosmopolitan. I was given a bottle of cranberry cosmopolitan, like this size, but like a skinnier. So like a bit smaller than this. I drank most of it. I was a little drunk and my brain power was gone. Yeah, I drank all of it except for a glass that my mom poured for herself. I messed up. I usually only have like one glass of something, not 3 or 4, whatever that was. And I was hungry. I ate like most of a personal pizza, but still. So not one of my better moments. As the sun climbed over the horizon into the pure, clear sky, the colors grew in a beautiful gradation. I can't word. As always, it was a sight that made my heart feel washed clean. From my seat on the mountain peak, I had that sight all to myself while I drank my instant coffee. I will never stop loving this. I enjoyed the blissful moment as I warmed my numbed fingertips on the steaming cup. My heart, dried out and twisted from the constant rat race of daily life and studying, felt steeped in warmth and washed clean. So is he like in college now? It would be cool if he was like in college now. The only coffee on the mountaintop was instant. It didn't need any richness or deep flavor. The mountain provided that. Incidentally, I called this a mountain peak, but getting here didn't call for anything as grand as mountain climbing. It's the kind of place middle-aged folks in light clothes hike on a weekend afternoon. You can ride a bike right up here. Even so, I was all on my own. I had the scenery and cool air all to myself. For just this moment, I could forget my daily life, all the little irritations of school, and enjoy the solitude. It was the greatest, most luxurious moment of bliss. But it seems like a bit of a waste to enjoy this all alone. Even though no one was there to hear, the words tumbled out like an apology, and I picked up my smartphone. The thin plate of glass... Shut the fuck up, phone. The thin plate of glass was like a symbol of daily life and my relationships with the people of this planet. I should share this feeling with someone. The first face that popped into my mind was Takeichi. Takeichi. I hope I'm saying this right. Takeichi, my best friend, but I shook my head and drove him out of my mind. He's no good. He doesn't have an ounce of sensitivity. This would be wasted on him. Mood. It would just encourage his vanity. I tapped my chat app and selected Saya's name. The pre-dawn sky. I sent her a short text along with a picture. Saya, so delicate and full of sensitivity, would surely understand the depths of my emotion. She's not answering. My text sat there, displaying the word unread. But that was a given. It wasn't even 6 in the morning. She was probably still asleep. Even though I knew why, it bothered me that she didn't answer. I shouldn't have sent the message. I guess I'll go home. I finished off my copy, completely cold now, and stood up feeling dejected. If I could have, I would have stayed and prayed into the morning sun, but I had to get to my part-time job. I pulled myself together and started taking down my tent. Man, that almost makes me want to go camping. Except I fucking hate camping. Thank you. Customers always start trickling into Sao Tome's... Sao Tome? I hope that's Sao Tome. Stopping by almost as soon as it opens. Unlike more famous convenience store chains, it had a rural feel to it. Also, it was right in front of the station, so it was actually pretty convenient. Having said that, though, it was a tiny countryside station. Most morning customers were students, adults on the way to work, or old-timers stopping to buy breakfast during their morning walk. Always the same faces. That's 142 yen and change. Thanks for stopping by. When the customers let up, I had a chance to take a breath. And then... That's a dog. I suddenly heard the excited voice of a barking dog coming from outside. Oh, she came. That's a cute skirt. I want that skirt. Oh, is this grown-up Saya? I went out to look and was met with the same old scene. That is, a Shiba standing on its hind legs, wagging its tail and straining its lead to the limit. And in front of him, her brow furrowed in deep consternation. Hi, Tifa! Welcome to the stream. And in front of him, her brow furrowed in deep consternation, stood a girl in her school uniform. It was an odd scene, but taken as a picture, it was actually quite pleasant. The girl had the kind of beauty you'd usually see in commercials. Her face was perfectly laid out, her figure was slim and elegant, and her hair shone under the morning sun. All of which made her the archetype of the beautiful schoolgirl. Of course, what was most striking about her was something else. Heterochromia! Rose her eyes. Glad to be here. I assume that you're at work right now? I hope you have a good shift at work. Her left eye and right eye were different colors. One was an intense blue and the other orange tinged with amber. Those beautiful, jewel-like, multicolored eyes were now tearing up. I first glance, it seemed like the girl was crying because she was surprised at the Shiva's excitement, but actually it was something else. The girl seemed to reach out her hand, then retracted it, but then reached out again. That is correct. That's one of Allie's emotes. That one is cursed. I love it. The dog, seeing this, sensed something was about to happen and got more excited, whipping his tail back and forth. He whips his tail back and forth, and barking happily. I'm gonna adjust my webcam. That's a little better. She couldn't bear it anymore. The girl with multicolored eyes reached out to pet the Shiva's head. Stop, Saya! Her hand had stopped just in time. You know how this ends, right? What'll happen if you play with him? She just wants to play with it for a bit. That's what you said last time, but then you couldn't help it. And who ended up crying then? It was shedding season, and the Shiva's fur was in the middle of regrowing and was shedding a ton. To clean her fur-colored uniform last time, she'd had to buy a lint roller from us and really work on it. Kotaro, the Shiba, reached out his nose and carefully sniffed at the girl's outstretched hand. Saya just stared at Kotaro with her teary, jewel-like eyes. Oh my god. Tip, tip, tip. Close to tears, Saya waved regretfully at Kotaro and rushed into the store. It had all the drama of a scene in some old movie where a mother had to give up her own child because the family is too poor, but then... What the? She tripped and did a perfect headfirst slide into the carpet in front of our shop. And then a shadow appeared over her. Oh my god, the dog's attacking her. This is a screenshot. Thank you. I love Kirby Dunk. Kirby Dunk. God. DK. So he's here for you. Know the words, join in too. If you wanna clap, take you through. Monkey rap, Donkey Kong. That's all I can think of. Kotaro, having fully succeeded in breaking the clip on his leash, leapt onto Saya with joyful energy. Very accurate representation of a Shiba. I'm glad. I'm not a dog person at all, so I'm glad this is accurate. Cody, quit it! Hey, Kotaro, cut it out! Oh my goodness, this is awful! Okay, raise your arms. Kotaro had his way with Saya until I dragged him off with his leash. And thanks to him, I was now cleaning Saya's fur-covered uniform with a lint roller. Leaving it here last time had been the right decision. This is partly your fault, you know, getting him worked up like that. Aw. Kotaro was usually really shy and timid, but if someone he liked came along, he'd wag his tail and want to play. Especially when it was Saya, whom he loved more than his master for ages. But whatever the case, he was a clever, easy-to-train jog who was usually well-behaved. If Saya hadn't done her little, "I'm going to pet you, no wait I'm not, okay I will," tease, he never would have gone off like that. Did you skin your knees? Okay, well I'm glad your knees are okay. She's lucky she didn't get hurt. There's some on your butt too. She'll do it herself. Okay. She blushed and took the roller, then twisted around to get the fur off her backside. Just then, the store manager came out front. Oh, looks like I'm off the hook for today. Sure thing. My part-time job is only in the morning, from opening up until from opening up the store until the manager is finished with breakfast. In the back of the store, I took off my apron and changed into my uniform.
小太郎が騒いでると思ったらやっぱりさやちゃんだったのね。
Acacia, not a dog person. Unsubscribed, unfollowed, and blocked. I can't believe you've done this. 0 out of 10, not recommend. Where's my remote? I need to find the weather channel. I'm honestly not a dog person. Like, I think the main reason I'm not a dog person, so like, I like to go for walks and runs around my neighborhood, and I've got several neighbors that are dog people. And the amount of stupid little yipper dogs that have run at me angrily, or like big dogs that like bark angrily at me when I just walk past the house. No. I can be okay with individual dogs. Like, I have a friend who got a silver lab puppy recently, and I'm okay with that dog, because that dog doesn't bark at me. It'll try to. The couple of times we hang out, because we've been going to this park for walks, and he's started to bring the dog with him, which I'm okay with. And she'll, like, you know, get excited and, like, lick me and stuff. I'm gonna yeet me a corgi and let it love you. I'm more okay with dogs than I used to be. I prefer cats, or fish, or things that don't bark at me.
ごめんなさい。
Aw. Saya-chan, sorry. Saya blushed again and hurried off to get something for lunch.
梅干しのおにぎりとクリームパン、それにコーヒー牛乳。
Sour plum rice ball and a cream bun, 1 coffee milk. That's interesting.
お昼これだけでいいのかい？
Oh, that's all she's getting.
はい。
ダメだよ、育ち盛りなんだからもっと食べないと。おばちゃんみたいに丈夫な体になれないよ。
Store manager wants her to grow up big and strong. Saying this, she slipped a steamed pork bun into Saya's shopping bag.
小太郎といつも遊んでくれるお礼だよ。
Aw. Thanking her for playing with Kotaro.
ありがとうございます。
She cute. I like her. Feeling a little jealous, I got something for lunch too, and we left together. Alright, see you later.
行ってきます。
Bye.
いってらっしゃい。しっかり勉強してくるんだよ。
We have to study hard. So I guess we're in high school.
はい、アキトくん。
Yeah, I'm right here, Saya. When we left the store, Saya handed me half the pork bun she'd just gotten. She even gave me the bigger half. Saya, you are way too nice. I need to know how to activate sound alert channel points because I know no, lol. I don't know that I did anything special aside from set up the channel point things in the sound alert dashboard. We might have to mess with that together later. Stop and Buy's pork buns are a little different from other places. They're handmade by the manager's husband, and they're packed with a delicious filling. They're also huge. They're even bigger than our other chain's pork buns. Buy buns are kind of famous around here.
素敵な空の写真のお礼。また山に登ってたんだね。
Oh, she's thanking us for the picture. Munching on the steaming pork bun, I took out my phone. And what do you know, Saya had answered. Knowing that improved my mood, so I closed my eyes and slowly started talking. I'll most likely do it tomorrow. Okay, let me know if you need help. I mean, the arrow might be better with it, but let me know if you need help. The mountain is so nice. You can feel the wonder of nature with your whole body, and it makes you feel so small. Behind my eyelids, the deep solemnity of the morning's view returned to life. And in the middle of that view, drinking a single cup of instant coffee is the ultimate luxury. I tried to tell her, but Saya's reaction was so strange, so filled with self-satisfaction that I figured I should hurry up and read her reply.
綺麗だね。朝から素敵な写真ありがとう。
Aw. Thank you for starting my day off with this wonderful picture. Aw.
昨日お母さんがおでん作ったの。また後で持ってくね。
Oh, she's gonna bring home soup her mom made. I don't know what Odin soup is, but that sounds good. For real?
アキトくんの分もって多めに作ってくれたよ。
Her mom made extra soup for me? Bruh. Thanks, Saya. Saya's family's Odin. The grandeur of nature around the mountain peak with coffee was no rival for this luxury. It really was something to look forward to. When she saw the bus coming, Saya rushed to finish off her pork bun. Anime girl eating noises. You better slow down, you'll burn yourself.
じゃあまたね、アキトくん。
Later, Saya. I love you.
コタちゃん、バイバイ。
She's saying bye to the doggy. Look at that look at that Shiba Inu. Look at that. Okay. She got on the bus and said hi to the other students from her school, then waved to me from the window. Friend. One of her friends, seeing this, leered and poked her in the side, and she blushed and shook her head quickly. She probably got upset because they mistook me for her boyfriend again. No matter how often it happened, she always overreacted like it was the first time. That's Saya Amanogawa in a nutshell. When the bus was out of sight, I unlocked my bike.
Free scumbag, it's the cat!
Oh, Tifa, thanks for hosting! I guess I'd better go too. Friend! I love it. Ohayou gozaimasu!
ほら、空にお前なんだそのでかいカバン。学校指定のはどうした？
I'm getting yelled at for having a huge bag against school regulations. I was sort of camping in the mountains. I greeted my teacher and headed through the school gates. I parked my bike and went toward the buildings, but I didn't head for my homeroom. Building 2, where the Culture Club rooms are located, was deserted as it was still pretty early. I walked down the quiet hallway and stopped in front of a certain door. Astronomy Club. Reminded of that episode of The Amazing World of Gumball. Oh, okay. I need to watch more of that to catch the reference. That's what was written on the sign of that door. I took a key out of my pocket and opened the Astronomy Club room door. I feel like I could sleep through first period. Truly feeling tired, I dropped the bag that was weighing down my shoulders and looked at the clock. I had 10 minutes until homeroom. I had planned on mixing in with the sports team to get in on their post-morning training shower, but there wasn't time. I guess I'll just wash my face and brush my teeth and head to class. You really do, it's your type of humor, I believe. Maybe we could watch a few episodes in a watch party sometime. Not tonight, because I don't know if I'll be able to stay up late, but another night. I grabbed the towel and toothbrush from my desk and headed out of the room. A totally normal morning. The beginning of another day, nothing special about it. I didn't think much about it, but figured this was likely how all my days would be. But on that day, after school, something would happen that would bring a little variety to my daily life. Dun dun dun! This must be the place. The Private Institute Mako Academy. It's an escalator school going from kindergarten all the way to college, located near the sea in the sprawling city of Hoshinonaka. Just by looking at it, you could tell it was a school for the kids of well-to-do families. Watching the kids going home, you got the feeling that they were somehow more refined. And while they lived in the same city as us, they were really in a different world. I gathered my resolve and went against the flow of students going home, entering the school building. Ooh. Inside, the building seemed even more otherworldly than the exterior did. What is this place? Is this actually a school? No, it's Hogwarts. I don't know. I was in an airy corridor lined by glass walls. It felt like I was lost in some palace in a faraway land. Even under normal circumstances, visiting another school was nerve-wracking, but this feeling of strangeness was something else. Of course, all the students I passed by stared intently. I went down the hall, trying hard to avoid any eye contact. I guess this is it. I stopped in front of the door and looked at the sign marking my destination. Another astronomy club. It's written right there in front of me. Gulping nervously, I knocked on the door. Excuse me. Itsurashimasu. To my surprise, the open door revealed only darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I'd be down. Also, that movie you said for a possible watch party. Oh, the cinema roll thing? Welcome back to... That is part of my Sanrio obsession I get into every so often. Ooh. No one's here. At least that's what I thought until a tiny light popped into life in the middle of the room. Nozomi, is that you? What? A girl's face appeared in the faint light, and I nearly let out an involuntary yelp. In the light, flickering red like a candle, the young woman reached out for one of the cards laid out on the table. They looked like tarot cards. She looked down at the card and spoke.
そろそろ来る頃だと思っていたわ。
Ooh, she knew I was coming. It was as if she was reading the future, like some kind of fortune teller. I answered. Yeah, I was told to come here at this time. I couldn't tell if she heard me or not, but the beautiful yet creepy girl put the card back on the table and let out a little laugh.
あなたがマイヤの空見秋とね。
Yeah, I'm Akito. Yes, I am. Wait, hold on. What's Maya?
野蛮なオリオンに追い立てられ星となった美しくも気高いプレアディス7姉妹の長女マイヤ。
Yeah, this is definitely a turn. Maya, the oldest of the 7 beautiful and noble Pleiades sisters, were turned into stars and are pursued by the savage hunter
あ
Orion.
なたの学校星の第一に冠された特別な名
Apparently
前。
that's the name of the school. Oh, Violent Kittens, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to visual novels because my brain is shot. There's the notification thing. I don't know why it was so delayed. But welcome. Yeah, so for anybody that's new for me, I'm a variety streamer. Today this is a sky full of stars. And when I just started this today, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. We're about 50 minutes in. Huh. I thought it was a rather vague answer. I wanted to go home. What was with that totally creepy girl? Why was the room so dark? Wasn't it the astronomy club, Niru? Why was she doing tarot or whatever? And who's Maya anyway?
驚くのも無理はないわね。でもね、空見くん、星の運行を正しく見通すことができれば、この程度のことを言い当てるのは造作もないのよ。
If you can truly see the path of the stars, then correctly reading this kind of thing is easy. Oh, okay. Tell me more. Looking at these buildings from the outside, I had thought the people here existed in another world, but now I felt 1,000 times more out of place. I like that Kirby emote. That's awesome. I just stood there, not knowing how I should respond. Eventually, Ms. Beautiful, but totally creepy, broke the silence.
このままでは我々は滅びる。
Oh, yo, how many is that? 10? Thank you so much for the bits. Ah, look at them go in my little jar. If we continue on this path, we are
滅びの
doomed.
運命に抗うために
No, you must
長く眠りから
die.
目覚めなさ
I
い。
don't know why
七姉妹の
the
長女マイヤ。
sound and the notification thing are out of sync. I'll have to fix that later. You must awaken from your ageless slumber, Maya, eldest of the 7 sisters, to deny our fate. What? What exactly was the standard response at a time like that? That's not really something they teach you in school. We all have tech issues, I get it. I appreciate it. It's annoying to me because, like, so I've got, like, my 2 monitors going on right now. So I've got, like, the game over here, and then, like, over here is, like, Streamlabs. and I saw the notification happen, but I didn't hear it. So it's just weirding me out. Stream was lagging hardcore today. I'm so sorry. Honestly, like, I was having a lot of issues yesterday. I was streaming Hades, and then out of nowhere, like, my KBS or whatever it's called, like, just started going down. It was really bad. So I'm hoping that it's Twitch and not me, but we'll see. Excuse me. I trusted my instincts and answered. Oh man, I think I left my stove on. Akido, you idiot! She's like, what? That could cause a fire. I have to hurry back. Later!
待って、誰か、吉岡、吉岡。
She's calling for Hanukkah? Is this Love Live now?
はい、会長。
Oh, there's another girl. Just before I could leave, the door behind me slammed shut, closing me in. The darkness grew deeper than before, and sweat started to run down my forehead. I suddenly felt like I was about to become part to some ridiculous crime scene. And I had really been looking forward to going home and having Saya's Odin. To enjoy that flavorful, tender, stewed radish, that fish cake so juicy and soft. And though they may call me a heretic, the inescapably captivating cabbage roll.
怯えることはないわ、空見くん。我々はあなたとお話がしたいだけで。
You only wish to speak to me, but like you're trying to kidnap me. I don't have the kind of training necessary to stay calm in a situation like
で
this.
すから会長、少々思考を凝らしすぎだと。
Okay, Hanukkah thinks that the president should explain.
でも演出は重要だわ。我々の真意を伝えるためにも。
But she's all about the presentation. Could you at least open the curtains? If not, I'm going home even if I have to force my way out.
吉岡。
She's like, okay, fine.
はい、ただいま。
Gushi, I love that word. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Guess right away. And Hanukkah said, let there be light. With the heavy curtains open, the windows allowed soft sunlight to fill the room. What had up to now been a creepy chamber was revealed to be a standard astronomy club room. It was a perfectly normal room all along.
普通？
Oh, have a great night, Violent Kitten. Thank you so much for the raid and stopping by. Have some good sleep and everything. Love you too. Normal? Oh.
会長、お気を確かに。
My god, these faces. That's a screenshot. Please. Okay, it worked. This was turning into a chore. But at the same time, when she was stumbling around in shock like that, it oddly made her more beautiful. So, you are...
明光学院天文部前部長、白鳥織姫よ。はじめまして。
Her name is Orihime Shiratori. She is the former president of the Astronomy Club.
会長の補佐兼現部長を務めさせていただいております。吉岡です。
And this is Hanukkah. She is the president's assistant and the current club manager. I'm making a little bit of extra effort to kind of say what the characters are saying, even though they're being voice acted, just because I know that I have friends that are doing other stuff and so they're only listening. So I'm just trying to make it a little more accessible without being annoying. I heard about these two from our president, or rather our former president. Orihime was a third year and Hanukkah was a first year like me. As a third year, Orihime should normally have been retired from club life, but maybe at a school like Mako, third years are less worried about tests. It's nice to meet you both. I'm Akira Sorami. I'm a first year in the astronomy club at Hoshino Daiichi.
どうぞおかけください。
Ooh, Hanukkah wants me to sit the fuck down. Thanks. I love you too. Thanks for being here, Courtney. I'm excited for your makeup looks. When When I sat down, they brought me an elegantly decorated cup of tea and a wild strawberry tart. Ooh, that sounds good.
先ほどは失礼したわね。あなたを歓迎したい一心だったのよ。ごめんなさい。
I love listening to you while I draw on my eyebrows. I don't know why that's making me laugh. I'm excited to see the final drawings of your eyebrows. Orihime wants me to forgive her, but she wanted to give us a proper reception. I didn't really think that was the proper way to meet someone for the first time myself. If I had been Saya, I'd be crying. Anyway, what did you want to talk about? I felt like she had said something about it before, but had gotten so wrapped up in fancy language I hadn't gotten it.
要件はすでにお聞きになっていると思うのだけれど。
Am I aware of your plans? No, I'm not, apparently. Tea and strawberry tart sounds really great. Right? I want it. I want it now. Maybe I should look up a recipe. The Lunacia love is real. Lunacia is the best ship. Next to, Kid Foie. Or what did we decide that was called? Yeah, I think it was Kid Foie. I think that was what we called that ship. A look of shock covered Orihime's face. Our president didn't tell me anything at all. The only reason I came was because the president had asked me. It's complicated, but by president, I actually mean former president. Since he's a third year, he had to retire from the astronomy club last summer. Since I was the only member of our astronomy club, I also became the president despite being a first year. But as there weren't any other members, there wasn't anyone to call me Mr. President. There was nobody to call him Joe Biden. And although I should have been aware of my own position, I'd always called the former president, and for me, he was still the president. It was a little complicated. It's not really that complicated, dude. The president told me, I want you to go and hear what Orihime at Mako Academy has to say, but nothing else other than that. Hanako was whispering into Orihime's ear.
会長が驚かせたいとおっしゃるので、なるべく何も話さないようにとお伝えしました。
Oh, she's like, Hanaka's like, bitch, you wanted it to be a surprise, so I made sure he didn't say anything.
それでよく足を運んでくださったわね。
Ooh, she's like, I am early. I'm glad you showed up. The two of them stared at me curiously. What was that look for? Those two were the weird ones. Those two were the weird ones. I was just here out of respect for my president. Okay, on a side note, I'm not a huge fan of these uniform tops. Like, for my friends that are just listening. So, like, they've got, like, you know, a normal, like, plaid skirt, and there's like a, looks like they're wearing button-up shirts with a tie and, like, a sweater vest. But over top is a jacket, but it only buttons up with one button in front of their boobs. I am not a fan of that. That just looks tacky. I don't like it. I feel like it would be fine if there were, like, buttons that weren't buttons, that were, like, going down and they just happened to only button it there. But no, that's the only button. That's impractical and stupid, and I hate it.
あなた、むつら星の会をご存知かしら？
Am I familiar with the Six Stars Club? Apparently not. The Six Stars Club, not really, no. I'd never heard of it. It kind of sounded like the name of a kid's play group.
同じ志を抱きし仲間たちの集い。
A gathering of like-minded people, Orihime says.
正確には現星の中市、旧星の市および天の中市の近隣6校からなる天文部の集まりです。
Hanaka's getting more specific. It's an association of astronomy clubs. An association from 6 schools around what is now Hoshinonaka City, formerly Hoshino City and Amanonaka City.
30年の伝統を誇り、数々の実績を上げてきましたが、6年前に方向性の不一致から解散しました。
It was a proud 30-year history with countless accomplishments. 6 years ago, a disagreement over the direction it was taking resulted in its dissolution. Sounds like the way most rock bands end up. God damn it, Akito. But anyway, I had no idea there'd ever been such a group.
むつら星とはスバルの別名。自分たちを 冬空に美しく輝く6つの連星になぞらえてむつら星の貝と名付けたのよ。
So Orihime is informing us the Six Stars is another name of the Pleiades. They chose the name Six Stars Club while gazing up at the six stars shining beautifully in the winter sky. What a romantic story. Okay, so what about this group?
よみがえらせたいの、私たちの手で。
Orihime wants to resurrect it. Huh.
ここで最初の言葉につながります。
Hanukkah says we come back to what we said at the beginning. She comes up closer to me. If we continue on this path, we are doomed. You must awaken from your ageless slumber, Maya, the eldest of the seven sisters, to deny our fate. I think that's what she had said to me, but I still didn't get it.
空見くん、星野第一の天文部員は現在何名かしら？
Ooh, how many members are in our astronomy club? It's just me. Orihime had a smug look on her face.
聖戦女子2名、天の中1名、天の中西4名、諸見沢工業3名。
Alright, so Seisen Girls has 2 members. Amanonaka has just 1. There's 4 in Amanonaka Nishi. And at Miromasawa Technical, there's 3.
そして我が名工学院は私を除いて3名。
At Meiko, there are 3, but that doesn't count Orihime. Clubs are starving for members everywhere.
さすがマイヤの空見明人、察しがいいわ。
Oh, she says I'm very perceptive. Okay, so what is with this Maya stuff already?
むつら星の全盛期、各校の部員数は平均10名前後。最も活動が盛んだった天の中西は最高部員数36名。
So I guess during when the Six Stars Club was big, the average membership was about 10. Amanonaka Nishi had up to 36. That's good.
今やどの学校も廃部寸前の球場で、来年にはさらなる部員数減少も予想されます。
Hanukkah's saying that now astronomy clubs every school are close to being canceled. When she heard Hanukkah's words, Orihime sighed and looked miserable.
まるで人の営みが生み出した街の明かりが夜空の星を一つまた一つとかき消してしまうように、我々は
Just as the
緩
nighttime
やかに
lights of
滅び
human
への
industry
道を
have
たどっ
caused
て
the
いる。
stars to fade from the night sky, we too are upon the slow, gentle path toward destruction.
早急に対処する必要があるわ。星の中から天文の灯火を消さないためにも、かつての黄金時代を取り
We have
戻
to
す
take
必要があ
corrective
るの。
answer quickly. To prevent the guiding light of astronomy from dying throughout Hoshinonaka City, we must bring back that golden age.
それが
We must rebuild the Six Stars Club. Orihime nodded her head with a very serious look on her face. It wasn't unusual for astronomy clubs from different schools to work together and have observation meetups. It's like when sports clubs have scrimmages with teams from other schools. This Six Stars Club started out as just an observation meetup. It later morphed into a more permanent arrangement with activities outside their respective schools. After the fall of the Six Stars Club, each school club lost a lot of members. So, in order to revive the Six Stars Club as a whole, each individual club would need to be revitalized as well. But the Six Stars Club was shut down by alumni, wasn't it? What exactly happened in that disagreement over its direction, I wondered. If we just go out and try to rebuild it, won't they get mad? At some schools, former members of the sports club sections held a lot of clout over them, although astronomy fell under culture club rules. Whether they allowed it or not, if we tried to revive the Six Stars Club, they wouldn't hesitate to butt in. Ooh, Orihime's giggling. With a supremely confident smile, Orihime walked to the middle of the room and stood in front of the spherical astrolabe set conspicuously on the table. It was quite odd-looking. Judging from the centered placement of the Earth and the surrounding celestial bodies, it appeared to be a decoration modeled on something from the Ptolemaic era. I can't word. Orihime placed her hand on it.
黙らせるわ、私が。
Ooh! Orihime's just like, I can shut them up. Yo, I like her. saying this, she slowly sprung the astrolabe. The planets orbit around me, is what she seemed to say. Is what she seemed to saying. Is what she seemed to saying. That's some great translation work. With these hands, I can alter the course of the planets themselves. Though, I have to admit, I wasn't exactly sure what she was going for.
会長空見くんが引いてます。
Miss President, Akito seems to be taken aback.
嘘
Really?
練習通りバッチリ決めたはずなのに。
But everything went just like we practiced. Oh my god, Orihime. They actually practiced for this? Oh my god, I love them. For the time being, I pretended not to notice Orihime's dedication to the performance and said, I see what you're saying, and I understand your motivation.
じゃ
Yeah? But I don't think I can help you. I don't even do stargazing anymore.
あどういうことですの？
Oh, she's like, what do you mean? I'm still a member of the astronomy club, but it just sort of worked out that way. I've already decided not to look at the sky anymore. I tried to sound apologetic, but Orihime just stared at me with a confused look on her face. Which was expected. If someone in the astronomy club told me they didn't look at the stars, I'd do the same.
星を見ない天文部員でしたか？
Ooh, Hanaka's accusatory. You're really the astronomer who never looks at the stars.
何ですのそれ？
Orihime's like, the fuck?
彼は学校でそう呼ばれているそうです。
Oh, apparently that's just straight up what they call us. Well, if you already know, then there's no need to explain it again. So I guess if that's all, I'd better get going. And with that, I stood up and started to leave.
待って。
Ooh! Orihime's stopping us. Orihime suddenly grabbed my hand. It was softer than I could have imagined, and I froze in place.
どのような経緯であなたがそんな呪わしい名を持つに至ったか私は知らない。
Ooh, she's like, I don't know what's going on, but... Orihime stared into my eyes.
かつて星を見ていたのなら覚えているはずよ。
If you've ever looked at the stars, surely you must remember.
さえ渡る夜空に星を追う楽しさを、空の断りを一つ一つ解き明かしていく喜びを。
The fun of chasing the planets through the clear night sky, the joy of working out the principles of the heavens one by one. She stared unmoving into my eyes, as if she was reaching into my deepest memories. I'm sorry, really, but I can't. Oh, she's sad. Orihime wilted, her disappointment visible. It was like seeing Kotaro get sad when Saya wouldn't play with him, and I couldn't help but feel guilty. Well, I have to get to work. Unable to bear it any longer, I stood to go, but this time it was Hanaka who stopped me.
もしよかったら今度の会合に来ていただけませんか？それまでお返事は保留ということにしていただいて。
Oh, she wants us to come to the next meeting so that we can decide then. Fine. Oh my god, she's so excited. When I said that, Orihime seemed to cheer up a bit. She even smiled a little. That's not a little smile. That's a big ass open-mouthed smile.
絶対にいらしてね。約束よ。
Ooh, she wants me to promise that I'll come. That smile was more persuasive than any ridiculous argument, and I found myself nodding subconsciously. Oof. Oh, so now we're over at Saya's place.
あ、かよいずまちゃんまた来てる。バイバイ。
Her friend is calling her the commuter wife. What?
さようなら。
The girl on her way home from Hoshino Daiichi waved, so I gave a little wave back.
誰だろう。
She's like, who? I had no idea.
誰あの子。めっちゃ可愛くない？目の色きれい。お人形さんみたいじゃん。
They're saying that Saya's cute like a doll.
あれ、聖戦女子の制服だよね。
But she's wearing a Seisen uniform, and these other people are from the other school.
彼氏に会いに来てるみたいよ。うちの天文部にいるんだって。
Ooh, they think I'm her boyfriend.
へえ、それでかよいずまちゃんか。でもさ、うち天文部なんかあったっ
Oh
け？
shit. She's like, do we even have an astronomy club? I come by so many times that I guess they remembered me now.
通い妻ちゃん
She's like, commuter wife. That's what they seem to be calling me. Oh, that's what they're calling me! My face felt hot. They were saying something about a boyfriend,
秋人
too.
君に迷惑かかってないかな
Aw, no, Saya, you're not causing us any trouble. I did worry a little. Just like the ones before, all students on their way home looked my way. I guess it was only natural since it was so rare for a girl wearing another school's uniform to be there. But I got so embarrassed that I couldn't stand it anymore.
一度帰ろうかな
No, Saya, don't go home. Feeling helpless, I looked down at the package in my hands.
でも楽しみにしてたし
I was really looking forward to this.
天の川さん
Oh, wait, we're actually in Saya's perspective. I'm dumb. Saya, is that you?
Huh?
Huh? If she'd been smiling like that from the start, I never could have refused. Okay, we're back to Akido. I muttered, thinking back on Orihime's grinning face. That first impression was so creepy, but I guess I was lucky I couldn't really pay attention to the rest of her. She's a little older, so she's got a different kind of beauty compared to Saya. Her boobs are bigger, too. Oh my god! Are we really doing this? Saya wouldn't be very happy if she knew I was using her as the base of comparison, I thought to myself as I pedaled my bike through the school gate. Whenever I thought of Saya, I thought of Odin. Oh, Saya's Odin. I sighed like a lovesick child. It was just about time for work. My trip to Meiko Academy took longer than planned, so I didn't have time to go by Saya's house to pick up my Odin. And I really had been looking forward to tonight's banquet. Man, just thinking about that Odin is making me hungry. Maybe I should have had a snack before I headed out. Oh, here's Saya!
おかえり秋人くん
Aw, thanks for welcoming me back, Saya. Saya, what are you doing here? I mean, hi.
校門のところで待ってたんだけど部長さんが来て中に入れてくれたの
Aw, the president let you sit in the club room. She must have met the former president. Saya met him before. You came and waited just for me? I told her beforehand that I had a sudden errand to run.
秋人くん楽しみにしてたみたいだったから
Aw, earlier you seemed so excited for it. Oh, you don't mean... With a little angelic smile, Saya picked up a package from a desk.
あってーん
Oh my god, that face! That is a screenshot? I don't even care. Ta-da! You even brought it in the pot?
これで温めた方が美味しいと思って
Yeah, it probably would be better heated up in the pot, huh, Saya? You really are something. It must have been so heavy. You stood waiting in front of the school carrying this? She's just like, yeah. You rode the bus with this on your lap.
そうだよ
Oh my god, she's so cute! In my mind's eye, it was such a surreal sight. It seemed more like she'd lost a dare or something. Thank you so much, Saya. The impulse to hug her in gratitude was so strong, I had to struggle to keep it under control. Hug her! Hug her! After all that work, it would have been a tragedy to spill the Odin. Okay, put down the Odin and then hug her. Exactly. Play my laugh. Speaking of, what the heck are you doing here?
よおかえり
Oh, so I guess this is my BFF, Takechi. He's just eating away. Sup, man? Don't what's up me, you moron. What are you doing slipping in here to eat your noodles?
やっぱカレーだよなお前わかってるよ
Oh, not just noodles, curry noodles. The food-snatching bandit just stood there, poking at his phone and slurping up his ill-gotten curry noodles. exactly play my laugh, Acacia 2021. There you go. I've been trying my best to ignore him, but the spicy aroma of those noodles ignited my appetite.
私がアキトくん待ってたらお腹すいたって
So I was just like, he came in while I was waiting for you and said he was hungry. Is the Odin okay? I was actually fearful as I said that.
任せて死守したよ
Oh, Saya protected it with her life. Saya, you are a good girl. I wish this was Nekopara so I could give your character model head pats. Saya gave me a thumbs up. We nodded to each other like war buddies who had survived hell together. I like that description. Seeing that, Takechi slurped his curry noodles in protest. The synergy of sound and smell triggered my stomach like Pavlov's bell. And, by the way, those purloin noodles had been my emergency rations. Also, that jerk wasn't even in the astronomy club. He was just a mere basketball club member. Oh, this bitch.
どこ行ってたんだ？
Ooh, I have to tell him where we ran off to? Oh, nowhere special. I brushed him off and started to change out of my uniform to get ready for work. Saya turned her back while I changed.
名工学院に行ってたの
Yeah, I did go to Mako Academy. Saya said, still looking the other way. How did she know that?
部長さんがね教えてくれたの部長さんのお使いで名工の天文部の人に会いに行ってるって
The president ratted us out. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. I made some vague agreement trying to misdirect. I didn't want to get into it.
名工の天文部なんぞに一体何の用事だよ？
Oh, Takechi's like, why would you need to meet with the Mako Astronomy Club? And this concerns you how?
だな。
Fair enough, fair enough. I don't know what's going on, but fair enough. Okay.
でも天の川が聞きたそうな顔してっからさ。
Oh, but he's like, Saya wants to know. Saya's ears turned beet red and she shook her head back and forth. I couldn't see her face, but it was pretty clear she wanted to know who I'd met. It was no big deal. Have you ever heard of the Six Stars Club?
つら星
Six stars. Oh, she knows. Saying it over and over, Saya turned around with a thoughtful look on her face just as I was taking off my pants. She turned bright red again and whipped back around.
知らない
She's never heard of it, but she probably saw Akito in his boxers. I finished changing my pants and hung on my uniform. It was a gathering of all the astronomy clubs in the city, apparently. They asked me to join it. I gave Saya a rundown of what Orihime and Hanuka told me. It really wasn't something I wanted to talk about, but with that pot full of Odin right in front of me, I couldn't refuse Saya anything.
そんな集まりがあるんだね知らなかったよ
Well, Saya had no idea. Me either. Well, it did break up 6 years ago. After she heard my story, Saya opened her blue and orange eyes wide and stared at me.
じゃあアキトくんまた星を見るんだ
Aw, she wants to know if we're gonna look at the night sky again. No way, I'm never looking up again. What? Akito, what? Oh, is it because of Hikari? Is it because of Hikari?
あでも
They put my answer on hold, but at the next meeting, I planned to refuse outright.
そうなんだ
Aw, that made Saya sad. The topic ended on an unpleasant note. Saya's shoulders slump a little in disappointment. That's why I didn't want to talk about it, I thought to myself. And then there's Takechi. The slurping of Takechi's curry noodles echoed in the silence. I silently reached out to take the cup from Takechi's hand. He wouldn't let go, though. Just give me a little.
食わしてやるから口開けろ。
Ooh, yes, feed me, feed me. Gross? No, gay is not gross.
ほら食いたいんだろ？あーんしろよ。
Takechi picked up some noodles with his chopstick and reached toward me. You.
ん？ 我慢すんなよ。欲しいんだろ？
Yes, I do want some. Akito, let Takeichi feed you. The delectable spicy scent wafted toward my nose. And then Sai is just in the back like... Ah... As if... Oh, come on. Come on, man. I ripped the cup and chopsticks from Takeichi's hand. Oh, I just straight up took it from him and started eating.
あ、お前食いすぎだろ。
He's like, don't eat it all. Slurp.
おいやめろ。一口でどんだけ空気だ。
I thought you were just taking a little. I scarfed down nearly all the noodles before Takeichi could snatch them back.
もうほとんど残ってね。
He's like, there's hardly any left. I smiled, feeling victorious while chomping on my mouthful of noodles. That's what you get for being creepy.
ただの冗談じゃねえか。
I'm just messing with you. Takeichi picked up the leftover noodles and bits of chopped meat stuck to the cup. He actually looked kind of sad.
ごっそさん。
He ate the rest of it. Takeichi drank the last of the sauce and smacked his lips. He threw the cup and chopsticks away.
ああ、食った食った。
I bet it was good.
んな顔すんなよ。明日新しいの買ってくっから。
Will you, though? Will you actually bring me another cup tomorrow? Takeichi stood up and stretched. Just when I thought he was leaving, he stopped. Hmm?
お前さ、光のことをそろそろ吹っ切れよ。
Ooh, he's telling me to let go of Hikari. What? Ooh, Saya's concerned too. What's she got to do with anything? Why'd you go and bring her up now?
あるのは三日月村出身なら誰でも知ってる。お前が星を見なくなったのもあいつがいなくなってからじゃねえか。
Ooh, everyone around here knows it. Isn't her disappearance the reason you stopped stargazing? I knew it. I knew it had something to do with Hikari.
もう4年も前だぞ。どっか行っちまったやつのことより
And she's
今
been
の自
gone
分と
for
か
4 years? Jesus Christ.
身近にいる誰かのこと考えてやってもいいんじゃねえか。
Ooh, and he's like, forget her, care about the people close to you. Oh, and Saya's reacting. Come here a minute.
どこ行くんだよ。
Ooh, where are we going? Just a small bathroom break. I pulled him out to the hallway, then let go of his arm. What's the matter with you bringing up crap like that out of nowhere?
いきなりでもないだろう。天文部の話題の続きじゃねえか。
Probably does have to do with the astronomy club. We were going to have a falling out at this rate.
おかしいだろう。星を見ない天文部員なんて。
He thinks the astronomer that never looks at the stars is messed up. Just forget it. It's my problem. It's not like he was the one they were talking about. When he saw how upset I was, he gave a little sigh.
お前見てると時々もどかしくなるんだよ。余計なこと言って悪かった。
Oh, he's actually apologizing. He said sometimes seeing you like this bothers me is all. I was out of line though, sorry. Oh, okay, he's a good friend. He's a piece of shit, but he's a good friend. It's fine. I could see why it bothered him. And I knew he was just trying to help. I had a lot of friends who tried to help me. I should be grateful.
昔の借りもいろいろあるし、何か力になれたらって思ったんだ。すまん。
I still owe you a lot. I just thought that maybe I could pay you back. Sorry. Ooh, okay. I said it's fine. I don't remember you owing me anything. As far as I'm concerned, it's the other way around. The only reason I'm able to do anything is you. If we started coming up who owes who, it would surely come up even. We grinned at each other and bumped fists. If anyone had seen, we'd have died from embarrassment. I'm going to hit the toilet. Saya's probably getting worried, so could you go back for a minute? She probably thought we were beating each other silly or something. She was such a worrywart.
Oh.
Okay. I left Takeichi behind and headed for the toilet. When I got back, Takeichi was nowhere to be seen. Where's Take?
居残り練習あるからって。
Okay, he had after class practice. So that's why he wanted to fill up. Not to mention, it looked like he was about to become a starter next year. I hope our basketball club will be alright.
仲良しだよね。アキトくんとタケくんって。
Ooh, she's jealous of how close we are. Aw.
ああ、 私も男の子に生まれたかったな。
Sometimes she wished she'd been born a boy. I mean, that's a mood. That's a mood sometimes. What are you talking about?
私もアキト君とラーメンの取り合いしてみたい。
She wants to get into a fight with over ramen. Oh, that's so cute. God damn it, Saya. Let me just double check that the stream's working real quick. Yeah, okay, be good. Be Gucci. Why am I getting mentioned in Danny Gonzalez's Instagram story? I shouldn't be checking my phone. Oh, it's because of, suppose I'll announce this again. So this coming Saturday, February 6th, I'm going to be part of Annie Marketplace's stream. I'm going to be, right after opening ceremonies, I'm going to have like a 20-minute set and like a 10-minute interview after that. So, if you guys are interested in that, you should totally go check out Annie Marketplace on Twitch and follow them. They're going to have like a whole day full of a lot of really great talent and artists and stuff. So, yeah. What's so appealing about that? Aw. No way. If you were a boy, that would be a great loss to humanity.
損失？
She's like, what? And anyway, knowing you, even if you'd been born a boy, you'd just share everything anyway and never fight over it.
そうかも。
Oh shit. You're probably right. Saya nodded seriously with a I hadn't thought of that look on her face. It was kind of funny. While she waited for me, Saya had been in the dark looking at the telescope we had set up in the room. I set it up every day to make sure it stayed in good shape. It was a refracting telescope with an 8-centimeter aperture. After the president retired, it hadn't been used once, though. By now, it was already getting dark outside the window. You know, it should be visible soon. I'll be Reo, it is. That is. When I said that, Saya turned to me with a surprised look.
ううん、いい。あっくんと一緒じゃないなら。
Aw, she doesn't want to look without me. For some reason, I suddenly got embarrassed and couldn't look at her. Maybe you should stop calling me that. Isn't it embarrassing? Oh, because she calls me Aki.
たまにはいいでしょ。
Aw, she says it's nice once in a while. That's really sweet. The teasing tone in Saya's voice made me feel even more embarrassed. Well, I'd better get to work. I'll take you back. She's like, okay. Aw.
こんな時間に通い妻ちゃん発見。ありがたや、ありがたや。
Oh, some girl's like, imagine seeing the commuter wife at this time. Saya's like, what the fuck? I got my bike and came to the gate. I found Saya already there, surrounded by older students going home after practice, all pretending to pray to her. Like she's some kind of graven idol.
バイバイ、通い妻ちゃん。
She's like, bye, commuter wife.
さよなら。
Saya's like, later, I guess.
やったー。あの子と口聞いちゃった。
Now she's all excited that she got a goodbye back. Do you know her?
ううん、知らない人だと思う。
Not at all, I think. That's a mood. When, like, somebody's like, oh, hey, it's nice. Oh, hey, like sometimes. This is gonna sound horrible. There's been a couple of times where I was, like, at a convention and, like, someone was like, oh, hey, like, Keisha, it's nice to see you. And I'm like, hey, nice to see you again. And I'm just thinking, like, wait, who are you? It's bad. And yet, Saya had replied so sincerely. She was too funny and too cute. I got on my bike and Saya climbed onto the cargo rack, sitting side
な
saddle.
んかね、私、通い妻ちゃんって呼ばれてる
She's
んだ
like,
っ
I
て。
guess people call me commuter wife here. Saya said and peeked at my face to see how I reacted. Yeah, seems that way. She'd visited our school so many times that the name had become permanent. It was only natural that someone in another school's uniform would stand out, and with the way Saya looked, it was inevitable. And since she usually showed up with food, the unfortunate name commuter wife just stuck. I'd stayed quiet about it because I thought she didn't like it, but looking at her now, I wasn't so sure. Hold on tight, don't let go.
うん。
You can never ask Saya to be too careful since she had the coordination of a drunk ox. Oh, okay, it's nice to see you again. You must die. It's been what, 15 years? You must die. I love that stupid thing. Saya wrapped her arms around my waist and I slowly began to pedal. I quickly passed the other students walking home after their clubs. Saya was light. I barely noticed her sitting right behind me. As we picked up speed, the wind cooling down sunsets started to hit us. Saya's cold. Maybe without thinking, Saya pressed her body up against my back. It warmed me up.
もうすぐ冬だね。
Winter is coming. Yep, Odin season.
きっと美味しいよ。味がと染みてて。
Saya's like, hell yeah, good
お
flavors.
すすめはね、じゃがいもとこんにゃくと、あとタコの足がね。
Saya's recommendation is potatoes, then konyaku, and then octopus. Saya counted off the ingredients on her fingers. Oh man, no more. Just listening to you is making me hungry.
そっか。じゃあ食べてのお楽しみだね。
I was like, I guess you're really excited for it. Definitely. Stars began to twinkle in the twilight sky. Winter was right upon us. Winter is coming. I approached the aging streetlights, their feeble light nearly drowned by the overwhelming darkness. On that dark country night, only one single building still had held back the dark with dazzling light. The Stop and By, also known as Mikazuki's Castle That Never Sleeps. Or at least when this place was still on the southeastern border of the Mikazuki village, someone once called it that. The Satsume Stop and By stayed open until 10 p.m. Back then, the village shops usually closed at 6, or at the very latest, 8 at night. It was dark at night. So when the villagers first gazed upon that Stop and By sign glowing in defiance of the laws of nature, how they must have shuddered. They said it heralded some of the coming of civilization to tiny Mikazuki village. People will believe what they will. Since then, Mikazuki village had been submerged under the new reservoir. The rest of the village had become part of Hoshinoka City. Even still, people remembered the old name. That was probably because of the Mikazuki villagers' pride in the symbol of their civilization. Of course, the convenience stores along the coastal highway are all open 24 hours. I was alone in the shop, sitting at the stool behind the register, poking at my phone. For hard-working students, our late hours could be a real blessing, but for me it was terribly boring. In the late evening, customers only came in sporadically after trains arrived at the station.
学校を越えた天文部の集まりか。何それ、面白そうじゃない。
We're texting Ms. Kamako. An astronomy club that stayed active outside of school. That sounds so cool. Me. They've been on it for 30 years, apparently.
いいじゃん。やりなよ、やりなよ。
Ms. Kamako thinks I should do it. I'm not, for reasons. Bruh.
どうして？
She's like, what reason? I decided I'm not gonna look at the stars anymore.
どうしてなんで
Tell me.
だって
Oh, you'll
秋田
find
君
out.
も天
I'm
文部なん
about
で
to
しょ？
summon it. I want my sleepers. Fuzzy sleepers. You're still in the astronomy club, right? It's just that some stuff happened way back.
お来たね。若者の悩み。
Youthful angst. Yeah.
いいよ。お姉さんに何でも話してみなさい。
She wants to know all my troubles.
さあ。
Spill it. Unsure how I should answer, I looked up from my phone. I guess Miss Kamako wasn't even her real name. She was an office worker living in some big city somewhere. We met a while back online. Yo! Wait! Yo! What? You're texting some random office worker lady while you're in high school. That's a red flag. Sometimes when she gets... God damn it, Tifa. I love it. When she gets tired of adulting, we kill time together like this. Oh, like Tifa visiting my stream while he's working. I turned my eyes to the single customer in the shop. Okay. He still hasn't moved. Old Man Champ had been standing in front of the magazine rack since before I looked down at my phone, and he apparently hadn't moved a muscle. He was as still as a hunting crane. Hey. Oh, Old Man Champ moved. It looks like he's decided on the evening's entertainment. What is this music? Old Man Champ reached out and took the magazine from the rack, then turned toward the register. I'm scared. And then...
コナン、仕事中に携帯いじってんじゃないの?
Oh, I'm being yelled at for being on my phone. A young-ish woman came out from the back of the shop. Hey, Ms. Miharu.
夜会ったらこんばんはでしょうが。学校で習わなかった。てか、教えなかった?
She's just so done with our shit. When you meet someone after dark, the customary greeting is good evening. Didn't you learn that in school? In fact, didn't I teach you that? The whiny-timey bop.
これから最近の若いもんは。
Well, this girl be like kids these days. Shut up. Complaining under her breath, Ms. Miharu took a pork bun from the warming box by the register. That'll be 180 yen. My old teacher stared at my outstretched hand like she had something to say to it.
ここ、あたしんちなんだけど。
She's like, this is my family shop. Yes, but my manager told me that under no circumstances was I to feed their, and I quote, deadbeat daughter for free. Oh, shit! Yo, the shade! Ms. Miharu reached into her pocket and took out some coins.
働いてるやつがそんなに偉いのか。
Think you're better than me just because you got a job? With an expression of heart-wrenching grief, she placed 180 yen on the counter. It included 2 5-yen coins. Would you like your receipt?
そんなの、トイレットペーパーの代わりにもならしないよ。
Bruh. I wouldn't even want to wipe myself with your super receipt. What is... Japanese Karen. That's what this is. She's a Japanese Karen. I don't know enough common Japanese names, but she's a Karen. She sulkily walked over to the shop's seating area and, reading a newspaper someone had left, began eating her bought and paid for pork bun. When Ms. Miharu had gone, Old Man Champ snuck out of his hiding place behind the magazine rack and fearfully made his way to the register. What can I do for you? The old man blushed faintly as he laid down 2 magazines. The first was a popular young men's comic magazine, Champ Comics. The second was carefully hidden underneath. His evening entertainment turned out to be huge-breasted housewives, apparently. That's 1,040 yen out of 1,010. Using my months of register skill, I quickly scanned the magazines and slipped them smoothly into a paper bag in one motion. That's 60 yen and change. Thanks for stopping by. Old Man Champ, apparently relieved by my skilled service, left the shop with an air of satisfaction. Oh my god. Sorry, Old Man Champ came by.
何それ?
She's like, the fuck does that mean? He's this old guy who always comes in and buys a nudie mag whenever I'm working. He hides it under a Champ Comics each time, so I called him Old Man Champ. Ah, okay.
何それ? ウケる!
She's like, lol. Old Man Champ chose his raunchy books with all the intensity of a pubescent teenager who just discovered them. But I didn't mean to make fun of him. Not at all. His pension allowed him to just 1 magazine. That'd make anyone choose carefully indeed. Oh, okay. Fair enough. If you've only got enough for one thing, you better make that one thing count. Oh hey, Ms. Miharu, what happened with that room we talked about?
ああ、平田さんとこやっぱダメだって。
Apparently Harada's place was no good.
あんたの年で一人暮らしって言ってもね。なんかあっても責任取れないし。
You'll never find a place of your own to live at your age. If something happened, no one would want to take responsibility. She kept reading the paper as she spoke. I see. Thank you for checking. I gave up, acting like I had known before I asked. I guess I'll try somewhere else.
こんな田舎に一人暮らし向きの物件なんてそうないでしょうね。
There aren't any places for kids to live on their own in a town like this, she says. There are places over by the coast.
家賃高くて無理っつってたのあんたでしょ。
And you're the one that said rent would be too expensive over there, aren't you?
いい加減諦めてさ。家帰りなさいよ。
Why don't you just give this up and go home?
家はいいよ。ご飯作ってくれるし、洗濯やってくれるし。
It's good to live at home. They cook for you, do your laundry. If you don't mind a little nagging, it's heaven. Okay, I live at home. And yeah, sometimes we do have like family dinners. Okay. I do my own fucking laundry. Like, I do my own laundry. I clean my own room. I clean the bathroom. It's not heaven. For reasons. You know, if the manager heard you say that, she'd throw you out for good. When I said this, she put down the newspaper and turned my way. She looked at me with an odd expression on her face.
私はね、あんたのことを心配して言ってるんだよ。
Apparently she's worried about me. Her tone of voice did sound like she was worried about me, and I started to regret my teasing. But can you touch? Nope. But really, you don't need to.
あんた、このままだと私と結婚させられちゃうわよ。
If you keep up like this, they're going to make you marry me? Oh my fucking god. What? What? Was that what we were talking about?
母さん、あんたのこと自分の子供か孫みたいに気に入っちゃってるからさ。
Mom already loves you like my own fat
よく働くし、気が利くし。
You work hard, you're conscientious. She even says she thinks you could leave the whole shop to you someday.
それにさ、あんたの初恋の人って
Was that her
私らしい
first
じゃ
love?
ない？
This Karen. What?
どっかでそれ聞いてきたらしくてさ、下宿探しの件もあるし、いっそうちの婿養子
Apparently
に
the
どうか。
store manager is wanting me to marry this lady. Wants me to marry Japanese Karen. Wait,
私はもうそれでもいいんだけど、若くて生きのいい旦那が手に入って
she's okay with
家
being a
でゴロゴ
trophy
ロできるん
wife.
なら御の字だし。
She's a gold digger. Oh no. Wait.
ねえ、子供は何人欲しい？サッカーチーム作る？
Wait, what? How many kids do you want? Let's make our own soccer team? Ms. Miharu! Just stop right there. Thank you, Akito. Now, where to begin with all of this? What was that about my first love? Who told you that?
そう動揺しなさんな。よくあることじゃないの。
It's really common, you know. It's a mistake. She said... Hikari just said that for fun. Ms. Miharu just sat there with a smug look on her face. But anyway, if you really thought you were my first love, why'd you work so hard every day to ruin that?
恋が芽生えた頃の私ってどんなだった？どういうところを好きになっちゃったの？
What was it about me that planted the first seeds of romance? What did you like best? Nothing. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to run this shop, and I especially don't want to get married. I just want to find a place to live. Mood.
あらそう。残念だな。永久就職先が見つかったと思
Thought
っ
I'd
たの。
found my meal ticket. God damn it. It was like the one tiny bit of hope I had in my life disappeared in an instant. In its place, I felt a heavy weight fall on my shoulders. As I was breaking out in a cold sweat, I heard Kataro's voice from outside. Through the glass, he looked at me with pleading eyes. It's a little early, but I guess I'd better take him for his walk. Ms. Miharu, can you watch the shop?
はーいよー。
She's like, yeah, whatever. She answered without enthusiasm or didn't even looking up from the paper. Okay. But she did answer. I figured it was okay. I took off my apron and put on my jacket. See you in a bit.
何この新聞、先月のじゃん。
Apparently the newspaper she was reading was from last month. Watching her from the corner of my eyes, as the shock of this realization destroyed her concentration and made her throw the paper away in anger, I hurried out. We're walking to Inu. Don't get too worked up, okay? You'll wake the neighborhood. Taking Kotaro for his evening walk was also part of my job. I usually did it after closing, but sometimes I'd go early if Ms. Miharu was there to take over. Thanks, buddy. You saved me back there. He'd gotten me out of a conversation I did not want to get any deeper into. It seemed like there was a conspiracy brewing against me while I wasn't working. Cold sweat rolled down my back. It honestly made me happy that the manager liked me that much, and I was grateful. But jumping all the way to son-in-law was a bit much. I guess I only had my rather fuzzy situation to blame. What should I do? Then there was the Six Stars Club. All that stuff Takeichi talked about was stuck in the back of my mind, too. All these different things got so tied up together that I couldn't make heads or tails of what I should do. I stopped walking and looked up at the sky. There were few stars in the autumn sky, and it seemed so empty. Among them, near the apex of the sky, I saw 4 bright stars making a quadrilateral. These last few years, it's gotten really bright around here. Even the autumn square looks pale. It was also known as the Great Square of Pegasus. One of the great signs of autumn, these second magnitude stars now appeared as faint as a 3rd or 4th magnitude. As the streetlights grew brighter, the stars were washed from the night sky. They end up looking darker. The night sky I'd watched as a little boy was much brighter. The stars, huh?
かつて星を見ていたのなら覚えているはずよ。
Flashback to Orihime. If you've ever looked at the stars, surely you must remember. Burn, burn.
冴え渡る夜空に星を追う楽しさを、空の断りを一つ一つ解き明かしていく喜びを。
The fun of chasing the planets through the clear night sky. The joy of working out the principles of the heavens one by one. When she looked in my eyes like that, I couldn't speak. Because I felt like I knew. Those eyes eager with the light of the heavens that had found its way into our young hearts, pure and clean as the winter sky. My chest grew tight and I couldn't breathe, so I lowered my gaze. I wanted to forget it all and move on, but I kept retracing those old steps. Standing beneath the starry sky, I suddenly felt afraid and started walking again. Kotaro looked ahead and suddenly started barking. A young woman was coming from the other direction. She stared at her smartphone and mumbled something.
どういうことだこれ。
Okay.
Oh?
The girl raised her head when Kotaro barked. I could see a strained expression on her face in the light of the screen. She had well-defined, lovely features. This is going to be Hikari, isn't it? She looked about my age, but I didn't know her. What could she be doing here at this time of night? Hey, quiet down. Sorry about that. Kotaro wagged his tail and started to jump, so I pulled him back and tried to get him to settle down. If this had been a stranger, he would have been afraid and wouldn't have moved.
小太郎
She recognized the dog, huh? Just then, we could hear the creak and rattle of the rails, signaling a train coming from far off in the distance.
やっぱあれ逃したら1時間待ちだよ。
Ooh, she needs to catch that train. Having said that, she took off running. Like some kind of sports car, she hit top speed immediately and blew past me like the wind. As she did so, our eyes met for an instant.
Huh?
I fucking knew it! It's Hikari! But she was off, her ponytails trailing behind her as she raced off to catch the arriving train. I watched her fading shape, dumbstruck, then looked at Kataro. She a friend of yours?
Oh!
Well, if she used the station often, it was only natural for her to know Kataro. Looking in the direction she had run, I muttered to myself. She was like a comet. The way she flew through the night, her ponytails trailing behind her like ionized gas and dust, reminded me of a twin-tail comet.
Ooh!
Nice. I'm back.
お疲れさん。気をつけて帰るんだよ。
Manager says, great work, be careful heading home. As soon as I got to my room, I switched on my electric heater. The weather forecast said tonight would be as cold as the end of December. I set up my cartridge stove, and next to that my portable camp stove, and turned on the fire. I put Saya's pot of Odin on the cartridge stove, and on the camp stove, a can of roast chicken. It's really delicious if you open the can and scorch the top a little. I also had 3 rice balls we were going to throw out at the shop. I was lucky, today they had some salmon-filled ones left. And that was my dinner. So hungry. As the chicken juices started to scorch and put out a delicious smell, my stomach started rumbling, but I still had some time before the Odin warmed up. Oh, better watch out. Watching the steam start to rise, I remembered the telescope I left set up in the corner of my room. Moisture was the great enemy of lenses. I guess I'd better put it away. Even though I'd gone through all the trouble of cleaning it up, it was going back in its case without being used. I decay how I do. It'd be nice if next year we got a member who'd actually use you, huh? The reason I was in the astronomy club wasn't because I wanted to look at the stars. I was in it because I could stay in the room. The astronomy club had plenty of outdoor goods, and for purposes of astronomical observation, it was easy to get permission to stay overnight. Of course, if I'd said that was my reason for joining, I never would have gotten permission. I was invited by the president. He told me that if the club didn't get any new members, it was in danger of being closed. When I asked if it was okay to sleep in the club room, he said of course, and as someone with astronomy experience, I was a welcome addition. So they started calling me the astronomer who never looks at the stars. I turned off the camp stove with a canned chicken and dug a book out of the pile of my stuff in the corner. Wow, look, A Beginner's Guide to Astronomy. It was an astronomy book for kids, yellowed with age and torn in several places. I opened the book and a letter fell from between its pages. It was held closed with a cute little bunny sticker. I'd gotten it 4 years earlier. I never opened it. You dumbass!
お前さ、光のことをそろそろ吹っ切れ。
Here's Takeichi telling us we need to let go of Hikari. I don't need to read it just because of what Take said. Feeling an unpleasant sweat break out of my forehead, I gathered up my resolve, and just then... Huh? It's from Kamako. What is... What?
元気なかったみたいだからサービスだよ。
You seemed a little down in the dumps, so here's a little present. Is that your cleavage, ma'am? Okay. Yeah. And there was so much. Kamako's boobs are huge. It was a picture of a woman's cleavage, and though I felt a little guilty, I also thought of how Orihime's were probably the same size. So this was a grown woman. Such a simple gift, such a bold gift. Or was just what people do in the big city. Still clutching my phone, my hand started to tremble. Just as they had when I was clutching that 4-year-old unopened letter, perhaps even more.
どうした？
Ms. Kamako, you're texting a teenager.
You なんか反応くれないと恥ずかしいんだけど。
You're not answering and he's kind of embarrassing.
あ、もしかしてアキトくん貧乳派？ それならそうと早く言ってくれれば。
Or his flat justice. Akito, thank you so much! You really cheered me up.
素直でよろしい。
Lol, lol, you're so honest. I had the feeling I had been trying to decide something very important, but that was all gone. Because boobs. I was in such a good mood, and to top it off, the pot of Odin started to bubble. I put the letter back between the pages of, wow, look, a beginner guide to astronomy. I returned to the book to its place, then sat on my bed as if nothing had happened. Hot, hot, hot. Ooh, that looks good. Oh, that looks really good. I opened the lid and steam billowed out. The room filled with a cloud of steam. Radish, potatoes, fish cakes, cabbage rolls, octopus, and so much more. The ingredients glinted golden and wet with soup through the steam. The pot was like an overflowing treasure chest. Time to eat. Itadakimasu. I offered my thanks to Saya for bringing it to me and her family for making it, and grabbed my chopsticks. Oh, this radish is so good and the potatoes are so tender. It was a cold evening. The first touch of winter was in the air. The hot pot of Odin and the flamer seeping deep into every bite warmed my body and soul. Okay, I'm gonna save. Because I think I'm gonna wrap it up there for today. I might pick this. If you guys enjoyed this, I can pick this up some more tomorrow. I'm just getting kind of tired and it's hard to focus, and that seems like a good stopping point. So yeah. Let me see if any of my friends are streaming real quick before I hit up that stream ending screen. DJ Azur is playing Paradise Killer. Not sure what that is, but he's a chill dude. So, I'm going to have you guys raid him, because I'm going to wrap this up for today. If you guys enjoyed and you're not already following, consider following. At 250 followers, I'll be doing a, stream. Thank you for Mortis. I appreciate it. At 250 followers, I'll be playing Zelda the Wand of Gamelon Remastered. That's something I'm really looking forward to, so it would be awesome to hit that goal soon. And yeah, subscribe if you want to get access to some emotes and stuff. And if you want to support me. So, I'm going to throw out my stream ending screen. Make sure you stick around so we can go raid DJ Azur.
It's time to let old things die.
Please don't go this way.
I want you to join me.
もう行っちゃうの？もう行っちゃうの？